many of us are angry and cynical, and many of us spend a lot of our times whining. And partly because I'm so short and recognizable, people come up to me in airports all the time who I don't know, and they whine about everything. And it's pretty depressing. But it's usually whining about politics and the nation. And what I've now started to do is say, well, what are you doing about it? Right. And that is really the issue. Because we have a lot of power. Everybody in this room has huge power. Running for the Denver School Board, organizing people who of similar views, being a genuine reformer, being an innovator with regard to the social problems we have all around us. We don't need to rely only on people with formal elected authority. Leadership does not need authority. Leadership is a matter of actually getting people to focus on the problems that bedevil society and not use denial and escapism and scapegoating and cynicism to convince themselves that nothing can be done.
And I'll end with this simple point. I know Denver. I've been out there actually speaking to organized school reform groups. I'm a big believer that big cities like that should not have school boards. Mayoral control, guys like Eli Broad and others said, it's like trying to reform a multi-million-dollar system by committee as opposed to having a strong executive that I bet you few of your voters could even name school board members. So I really believe in those reforms. But I really think it starts with jumping in head first, whether it's doing something small like everybody in your office group mentoring people in a school, whether it's finding out these organizations. But that's the biggest thing, is that people in America, we too often let our inability to do everything undermine our determination to do something. And I'll end with a vignette of the woman I talked to. I had the worst day as a city councilman back in my early mid-20s. And I remember going home, horrible day. A friend of mine was a tenant president of this other part in Newark that had a horribly violent incident. And I'm coming home. I don't know why I'm in politics. I'm really ready to quit. I can't help this woman with her drug problem. As just a councilman, I can't order the police to do anything. I'm horribly giving up. And I walk home, and there's Miss Jones. And she sees me. I don't want to talk to her. So I try to walk past her. She goes, "Don't you walk past me, boy, without giving me a hug." And I said, "Okay." And I give her a hug. And she goes, "What's wrong?" And I vented on her, whined probably louder than you ever heard, how horrible politics was, why am I involved in all this? And then I told her about the situation. I said, "I just don't know what to do, it's terrible." And then suddenly she looked like she was animated by God. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I know what you should do." And I said, "Miss Jones, you know what I should do?" She goes, "Yes, I know what you should do." I go, "Well, what should I do?" And she thought for a second. She goes, "I know exactly what you should do." And I'm like, "Miss Jones, I don't have time for this. What should I do?" And she crosses her arm and says, "You should do something."